Yeah, welcome back to the lecture series on big data with Hadoop. As part of this series, today we will be focusing on experiment number 6, where we are going to perform an experiment on top 10 users by filtering design patterns. We are going to extract top 10 users from a particular data set by using filtering pattern. So, what we are going to do in that particular filtering pattern is, firstly, we will be downloading a particular data set which is users.xml. It is a data set, and secondly, what we are going to do is we will be creating a project in Eclipse, and thirdly, we will be creating 3 classes in Java. One is for mapper, second reducer, and thirdly for driver. And as the data set which we had downloaded is users.xml, fourthly we will create a util class which will be converting our XML into hash map strings, and finally we will be converting it into jar file. We will be exporting it as a jar file, and lastly we will be executing the code. And what logic we are going to apply over here is, we will be extracting the top 10 views, or top 10 viewers from the data set. So, let us see the experiment part. Okay, fine. So, here we had already downloaded the data set under Cloudera Home downloads. You can view the data set as users.xml. So, this is our data set on which we are going to apply the condition top 10 views for a particular post users.xml, and we do have this top 10 .java code. Along with that, let us open this with the editor gedit. Along with this, we do have mrdp utils. Open with gedit. Yeah. So, these are the two classes which we are going to inherit, this one as well as top 10. So, let us create the things by opening our Eclipse. Meanwhile, we will load the data into our HDFS. DFS hyphen, yeah, Eclipse got open, hyphen mkdir slash demo 123 is a folder which I am creating. And in this particular folder, let us copy the file which is on downloads. So, and users.xml into demo 123. Just copying our data set into HDFS directory named demo 123. Now, let us start the project. Let me close the unwanted things. So, to create the project, new Java project, Name your project just like I am naming it as filtering. Click on next, and you need to import certain libraries which are of MapReduce and Hadoop. Clicking on libraries, add external jars, click on file system, scroll down, you will see USR folder, just open that folder. In USR folder we want certain libraries, so lib folder, and in lib folder you need to add the jar files from 4 folders. One is Hadoop, second one is Hadoop 0.20 MapReduce, and third one is Hadoop MapReduce and Hadoop yarn. These are the 4 folders from which you need to import the jar files. Let us go one by one. Open first Hadoop folder, select all the files, Control A, unselect the normal folders and keep your .jar files. Click on OK. Again click on add external jars, get back to lib folder, open Hadoop 0.20 MapReduce, select all the files by clicking on control or pressing control, just unselect the normal folders and click on OK. Add external jar files, click on lib, open your Hadoop MapReduce, select all the folders, unselect normal folders, click on OK. Add external jars, lib, Hadoop yarn, select all, unselect normal folders and click on OK. So, after clicking on that, click on finish. So, we had imported all the Hadoop related libraries into our project folder. Once that has been done, right click on SRC, create class, new class, and name that class as top 10, click on finish. Create one more class for our MRDP utils. So, I am naming it as MRDP utils. Click on finish. So, we had created 2 classes, one is for MapReduce design pattern utils and the other one is top 10 class. So, let us copy it from our pre-existing file. Just Control A, just paste it in our top 10. Certain errors, just remove the package name from this copied file, as we do not have that thing. Import MRDP utils, that is it. These are the 2 changes, one to remove the file and second to remove the package. MRDP utils, just copy the MRDP utils thing, copy it, paste. Let us check whether there is any error. Yeah, no error. MRDP utils, why it is giving an error? Oops, okay. MRDP utils, okay. As it is in the same thing. So, yeah, fine, no issues. Right. So, all errors has been left out. Yeah. So, here we do have 4 classes. One is the helper class and one is the mapper class. We do have mapper class, reducer class and driver class and one helper class, that is MRDP utils. So, altogether we do have 4 classes. Coming to this, we will start with the main, that is our driver class, where we have to pass 2 arguments. The length of the argument should be 2. If it is not 2, then it will throw you an error. One is the input and the other one is the output path. And we have to set our job configuration, and in this job configuration the major things are set mapper class and set reducer class, top 10 mapper and top 10 reducer. These are the 2 classes which will be invoked by using the job object. And number of reducers tasks you are setting to 1, it is our wish. As it is a filtering pattern, we require only the value, we do not have any key value. So, it is the keys, the output key which will be generated will be null writable, a null value, and whereas coming to the value, it is of type text dot class. And the other 2 parameters are your input path and the output path. We are setting our input and output path 0 and first argument. This is all about your driver class. Coming back to your mapper class. In the mapper class, the first thing which we are going to do is we will be transforming XML to map. We will be calling transform XML to map function, which is in MRDP utils class, and this will be converting your XML tags into normal hash map tag, hash map, that is key value pair. It will be invoking this transform XML to map class, function, and over here what you are going to do is you are going to extract the substring from index 5 to length minus 3. This is the string which you are going to extract from the XML, and it will be stored in the tokens variable. And it is tokens is a array of strings, and which you are going to pass through a loop of for loop, where you are going to save your key of 0th element into key and 0 plus 1 first element into value, and this process goes on. And once all the things has been written, it will be putting entire things in the map function, and it will be returned to your hash map, and it will be stored under parsed variable. If parsed is null, then it stops the execution. If not, then it moves ahead and it retrieves ID and views. These are the 2 attributes which are mentioned in your users.xml file. It will retrieve the ID and views and stores it in the user ID and views. It checks whether the user ID is null or any view is null. If anyone is missing in that particular row ID, then it will stop the execution. Otherwise, it goes on with the execution, where it retrieves top 10 records, and it will be added to the function, and it will check whether the size of the top 10 is greater than 10. If it is greater than 10, then it removes the first key, as first key is going to be the least value. And once the entire top 10 has been written, it will be writing it into the context, the output context, and while writing it to the output context, it will set the key as null writable and value as t, the top 10 records which we had extracted, and these are going to be passed to the reducer class. In the reducer class, we are going to aggregate the results of all the mappers. From all the mappers, whatever top 10 records which a reducer is getting, and that reducer, what it does is it will be extracting top 10 from all the records of all the mapper parts, and in reducer it will just extract the top 10 and it just arranges it in a descending map and writes the output to the output file. This is all about your top 10 map reduce code. Once this has been done, just export the file as a jar file, and I am naming it as filtering dot jar file. Click on finish. Okay. Now open your terminal. In the terminal, this is a file which I'll be working on, that is demo 123. In demo 123, we do have users.xml. users.xml file, and we'll be running our jar code. It is basically in workspace. So ls, so the jar file which we created is filtering.jar. Hadoop jar filtering.jar, and in that the class name is top 10. Input file is demo 123 slash users.xml is the data file. In the demo 123, the output should be generated in output folder. So the mapper and reducer has started its execution. Mapper 0%, reducer 0%. Mapper 100%, reducer 0. Reducer has finished its job. Let us check the output folder -ls slash demo 123. Under demo 123, a output folder has been generated. In the output folder, you can see part r 5 times 0 file. Now this is the file where your output is stored. Let me copy this path hdfs to display that thing. Paste the path, hit enter. So you can see the views 17,000, 24,000, a particular user ID, 24362, and so on. All these are the output of your top 10 records in a particular data set. Thank you.